Welcome back. Chapter 35. We pull up to Irene and Tony Longsley 3-bedroom ranch on Barclay Drive in North Stamford. I look up the house on Zillow while we drive. It sits on 1 acre corner lot and is valued at $826,000. There are 2.5 bathrooms and an in-ground pool in the back. I lay in the back seat, a blanket over me so I stay out of sight. Barclay Drive is excuse me. Barclay Drive is a cookie-cutter suburban street. A man sitting alone in the car will draw attention. "You okay?" Rachel asks. "Peachy." Rachel has her burner. She calls mine. I answer. We do a quick test where she speaks and I listen. Now I'll be able to hear her conversation with Irene or Tom or whoever answers the door, if indeed someone is home. Primitive but hopefully effective. "I left the keys in the car," she says. "If something goes wrong, just take off." "Got it. I have the gun too. If you're caught, just tell the cops I forced you." She frowns at me. "Yeah, no." I burrow back down and wait. We don't have headphones of any kind, so I press the phone against my ear. It feels weird hiding in the backseat of a car, but that's the least of my issues. Through the phone, I hear Rachel's footsteps and then the faint echo of the doorbell. A few seconds pass. Then I hear Rachel say softly, "Someone's coming." The door opens and I hear a woman's voice say, "Rachel?" "Hey, Irene. What are you doing here?" I don't like that tone. No doubt in my mind, she knows about the APB. I wonder how Rachel is going to play it. "Do you know those pictures you showed me from the amusement park?" Irene is confused. "What? Were they digital?" "Yes. Wait, that's why you're here?" "I took a photo of one with my camera." "I saw that. I'm wondering whether I could see the others again or the files." Silence. It's not a silence I like. "Listen," Irene says, "can you just wait here and give me a second?" I know what I'm about to do is stupid, but I'm working off instincts again. Instinct is overrated. Going with your gut is the lazy man's way. It's an excuse to not think or consider or do the heavy lifting needed in good decision making. But I have no time for that. When I roll out of the car, the gun is already in my hand. I sprint towards the front door. Even from this distance, I can see Irene's eyes go wide in surprise. She freezes. That's good for her. My worry is that she will step back into the house and close the door, but I have the gun raised. Rachel says, "David," but she doesn't have time for the "what the hell are you doing?" before I reach Irene and say in a half yell, half whisper, "Don't move." "Oh my God, please don't hurt me." Rachel shoots me a look. I shoot her one back, saying I had no choice. "Look, Irene," I say, "I just don't want you to call the police. I won't hurt you." But her hands are up and her eyes are growing wider. "We just need to see the photos," I say to her. I lower the gun and take out the photograph in my pocket. "Do you see that boy? The one in the background?" She is too terrified to take her eyes off me. "Look," I say, a little too loudly, "please." Rachel says, "Let's move this inside, okay?" We do. Irene only has eyes for the gun. I feel bad about this. No matter how this turns out, she will never be the same. She will know fear. She will lose sleep. She lost something today, and I took it from her the moment I took out the gun. That's what any kind of threat of violence does to a person. It stays with them for good. "I'm not going to hurt you," I say, "but I'm babbling now. I've spent the last 5 years in jail for killing my son. I didn't do it. That's him in the picture. That's why I escaped. That's why Rachel and I are here. We are trying to find my boy. Please help us." She doesn't believe me, or maybe she doesn't care. Instincts is working here for her too. The most primal instinct, survival. He's telling the truth, Rachel adds, and I don't think it matters. What do you want from me? Irene asks in a panicked voice. Just the pictures, I say. That's all. 3 minutes later, we are in Irene's kitchen. There are dozens of photos stuck to the refrigerator of Irene and Tom and the two boys. She sits at the kitchen block and with a shaking hand, she opens her laptop. I notice the way she keeps glancing at the refrigerator. I don't know if she's finding strength in her family or reminding me that she has one. It's going to be fine, I tell Irene. I promise. That doesn't seem like much of a comfort to her. I feel the pang again, not for myself, but for what I'm doing to her. She's an innocent in all of this. I try to find some consolation in the fact that when I'm vindicated, whatever hint of PTSD that I'm leaving her with today may vanish. What do you want me to do? Irene asks. Rachel tries to put a comforting hand on her shoulder. Irene shrugs it off. Just bring up the photographs from that day, please, I say. Irene mistypes, probably due to nerves. I have tucked the gun away so that she can't see it anymore, but it remains the proverbial elephant in the room. Eventually, she clicks on a folder and a bunch of thumbnails start crisscrossing the screen. She stands up from the stool and gestures for one of us to take over. Rachel sits and clicks on the first photograph. It's of one of the boys grinning and pointing at a huge green roller coaster behind him. Can I go now? Irene asks. Her voice is shaky. I'm sorry, I say as gently as I can. You'll call the police. I won't, I promise. Just stay with us another minute, okay? What choice does she have? I'm the guy with the gun. We start clicking through the photographs. There are more shots involving roller coasters mixed in with shots of costume characters and some kind of water dolphin show, that kind of thing. We scour through the background of every photograph. Eventually, we land on a photograph that launched all of this. I point to it and ask Irene, the boy in the background, do you remember him at all? She looks at me as though my face will hold the correct answer. I don't. I'm sorry. He has a port-stained birthmark on his face. Does that help? No. I'm sorry. It don't. He's just in the background. I don't remember him. I'm sorry. Rachel zooms in, and right away I feel my heart race. The online quality of the photograph is excellent, especially against the version I saw in that visitor's room where Rachel snapped a photo of a photo and then had it printed out. I don't know how many pixels this file has, but as she gets closer to the boy's face, pressing the plus key to slowly zoom in, I feel my entire body well up. I risk a quick glance at Rachel. She is seeing it too. The blur is gone. Soon, the boy's face takes up the entire screen. We look at each other. No doubt about it anymore. It's Matthew. Or again, is that just a projection on our part? Want becoming reality? I don't know. I don't care. But as I start to wonder whether this is a dead end, Rachel starts to hit the right arrow key. The image slowly moves off the boy's face. What are you doing? I ask. Rachel doesn't respond. She hits the right arrow key some more. We are traveling up Matthew's little arm towards his hand. And when we do, we reach his hand. I hear Rachel gasp out loud. Rachel! Oh my God! What? She points to the man's hands gripping my son's. That ring, she says. I can see the purple stone and school crest. I squint and try to get a better look. Looks like a graduation ring. It is, she says. Then she turns to me. It's from Lim Hall University. That's the end of chapter 35. Refresh my memory. Who's from Lim Hall University? I think it's Hayden, right? So Rachel put in one of them. It's Hayden, right? Right? Okay. I'm gonna have to see y'all in the next chapter to find out if it was Hayden or Ronald. Bye.